Hi, thank you very much for watching my videos and subscribing them. Today in the series on the final points of the natal chart, I'm going to talk about the rise and fall of the planets. Every planet rises or exalts in one house and debilitates or falls in other house. Today's example is of Sun and Saturn. The Sun rises in Aries and falls in the 7th house of Libra, and Saturn rises or exalts in the sign of Libra and falls in the sign of Aries. So why Sun and Saturn have this equation? To understand this, let's look at mythology, what the mythology has to say. The Sun had a wife named as Sanjana. Sanjana was tired of Sun's heat, excessive energy. She could not bear it any longer. So to take a break, she quietly leaves her husband's house and leaves her shadow behind and goes to a hermitage. Sun is not aware of this. So between Sun and his shadow wife, Chaya, a son is born who is known as Saturn. So once Sanjana comes back, Chaya takes her son and goes away. When Saturn grows, he comes to the kingdom of Sun and asks for his dutiful place. Sun is like half seeing this dark, tall person and refuses him to accept his place, accept him as his son. So the son, Saturn, says, "Father, where should I go if I have no place in your world?" He says, "You go where my rays do not reach." So the Saturn is banished to the deepest and the darkest corner of the earth or the world where the sun light is not there, and that place is west. That is a reason where Saturn is comfortable in darkness. That's his place. Saturn becomes a karak for the western direction, which is represented by the Libra. And Saturn also becomes a karak for the worker, the poor, the oppressed, the one who have no one to support. That's where Saturn is, and that's where he is karak. So with this story, we understand the comfort of Sun and the discomfort of Saturn. So Saturn is definitely very comfortable in the sign of Libra also, because Libra sign is ruled by the Venus, the luxurious Venus. So a hard-working, tough situation is always comfortable when there is luxury or comfort around. So that's a place where Saturn is, and Saturn also gets along very, very well with Venus. Sun is exalted in Aries up to 10 degrees. And in Aries up to 10 degree, we have the constellation of Ashwini. Now Ashwini is also the nakshatra Ashwini, whereas they are actually Ashwini Kumars. Now these Ashwini Kumars are the sons of Sun. When Sanjana went on earth, she took a form of a horse, and Sun comes there, and with their union there are two sons, twins born, and they're known as Ashwini Kumars. Ashwini Kumars are the healers and the doctors of the celestial world. So this is one place where the Sun is very comfortable. So Sun in Aries and Saturn in Libra are the exaltation point. Sun stands for the soul, the Atma, and Saturn stands for the material life. Sun is royalty and Saturn is the worker, the subject. The planet Sun stands for many things, and one of them with Saturn is the conflict of the existence or the relationship of a man and his child. In fact, with this equation of your Sun and Saturn in your planet, astrology can very well define what is your equation with your father. What is your equation with your existence? What is your existence with authority? How do you deal with authority is also represented by the same equation. So Saturn, when Sun goes to Libra, that is his debilitation point, where is he? He is in the sign of Libra, which is Venus, where he doesn't get along. Sun and Venus do not get along. Wherever they are in the chart together, it's not a happy position. And the Libra first 10 degrees are shared by Chitra and Swati. Swati is a most uncomfortable position for Sun. The reason is Swati is a constellation that is ruled by Rahu. And Rahu, is always gunning for Sun. In mythology, Rahu earlier used to eclipse Sun every day, and there would be darkness. So the gods had to intervene, and Rahu decided to finally agreed on certain condition, and one of the conditions was, fine, I cannot give up eclipsing Sun, so I will on and off eclipse him, which he does. So when he comes here, when the Sun comes here, he is not only just in Libra, he is also in Rahu, which is a very discomforting position. Saturn, when he goes in his fall position, he is in the brightest side and with Ashwini Kumar. So the constellation is reminding him of his own existence, because he is not the valid Sun and here are valid Suns. So he starts asserting his position. Saturn in Lagna will always assert his position. It's a struggling position. Even if he is in exaltation, he becomes very conscious about himself. Because remember, this is an illegitimate Sun trying to make his place, trying to say who he is, trying to validate his point. So Sun, why Sun is at a difficult position in Libra and why Saturn is in a difficult position in Aries becomes clear here. In any chart, if the Saturn is well placed, you have the support of masses. If you are an industrialist, if you are a politician, and Saturn is well placed, it becomes understandable now how you will get support of the majority, because the majority is the Aam Aadmi, the service, the worker. And if you are dealing with power, how successful you will be dealing with power will be the Sun. So the Sun-Saturn equation is very important for us. In fact, if we look today, the Saturn is retrograde, and ever since Saturn has turned retrograde, we can see that the labors are discomforting. Before them, they were getting a lot of support, government was looking after them, they were given food, and they were trying to be, government was supporting them. But here we can see that they are in a chaos. They are running here in helter-skelter and they are discomforted. So Saturn, even when it turns retrograde, it has a meaning. Sun does not get retrograde. Sun and Moon do not get retrograde. So this was the reason why the Sun and Saturn, the Aries and Libra, are in opposition to itself in rise and fall. The Libra sign is, as I said, a sign where there is the Saturn here tries to seek balance. When Saturn comes in Libra, which is an exaltation point, he is not just in a comfortable situation, he is also trying to seek balance. The combination of Saturn and Libra is about seeking balance, because on one hand we have Saturn, which is extreme hard work, labor, and other hand we have Venus, which is comfortable, rich, luxurious, and Saturn here will try to seek balance. So if Saturn is in Lagna, in exaltation, he will again, as I said, try to find balance for himself, because he is talking about the whole existence. And of course, when he is in 7th house, he is at that most comfortable level. So this is the point of exaltation and debilitation. Thank you very much for watching. These are the short videos which I'll continue and bring in the finer details which we often miss. So keep watching my videos. Thank you very much, and please do not forget to subscribe my channel.